Crime, Mafia, Silent Partners. Where do they all fit in? And what the heck are we doing here now? I'm smiling from ear to ear because Louis B., my Mafia Monday co-host, organized crime detective, and myself, we have an incredibly hilarious guest coming on with us here in a minute. Mike Marino, he is, I don't even want to say I'm a star, but he's a star. So we co-star to some degree in Silent Partners. And from what I've seen in New York City at the Dances with Film Festival, this man kills it in the movie. I nearly fell out of my chair. We're all going to be meeting up again the end of August for the premiere of Silent Partners. Let me bring Louis and Mike Marino on the show. Steal the spotlight. Television, this is going to go out on, and all across my social media. Guys, I've been blessed to be on Inmate to Roommate on A&E Network Season 1. I'm Bill, for those of you who might not know who I am. And I don't want to offend Mike, but they call me one of the funniest men in the country and one of the most inspirational. But I think from what I've seen of Mike, he takes the cake. He's way funnier than me. I'm just a goofy guy from Brooklyn who doesn't take any shit, and I'm a little sarcastic. So let's bring him on. Hello, Mike Marino and Louis B.
Guys, how's everything?
Right. Mike, where are you? Hello.
I'm right there. Can you see me?
How are you?
Yeah. Was freezing up part of your act? You froze up. The reception is dropping on and off.
All right, well, I'm here right now. Can you guys see me, hear me?
Gotcha.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Thank you for that great introduction, man. I appreciate that.
All right. No problem. Mike, listen, you're incredible. Like I said, I saw you at the on screen at the film premiere for Silent Partners. They added some more footage and more scenes. And Ciro Dapagio is a mutual friend of ours. He's making movies, Mob King and whatnot. He's got some more coming up. And he's told me I'm going to be in the next one, Suitcasing, as well. And I'm going to be in 2 movies with Dave Iacovetti. And then we're doing my drama series and my movie. I'm not necessarily doing it with Ciro. He's welcome to be in it, as are you guys. But you were so funny, man. I've been in prison 18 years and so I wasn't exposed to you, right? And now you've been exposing yourself to me. Tell us about your
That's
background.
not right now.
I'm exposing.
Let's see if we can give everybody some exposure here. Tell us about Mike Marino.
You know, I've been in the world of entertainment since I'm a little kid.
Okay.
And growing up in New Jersey, right outside of New York City, I grew up doing TV commercials. I was on a soap opera for a while. I really didn't get into stand-up comedy till I moved out to Los Angeles. I think it was like in the 80s, late 80s. And a lot of people were saying they never seen a guy with blonde hair, blue eyes, with parents who come from Italy. So I tried to do a little bit of a wise guy thing. But all I ever wanted to be was a wise guy in a mob movie, and I never got in one. And every time I did, I was like the Irish cop that got whacked in the first seconds. So I ended up putting it into a stand-up routine. And since the routine is now 30 years around the world, having some fun, and a couple of years ago, I came up with Make America Italian Again, Marino 2024. Thank God, now it's hitting in the millions. I got my own podcast, and I ended up getting in Silent Partners. That's pretty much how this all happens. And now by hanging out with you guys, who knows? I might be even in another show. I think I could play one of you guys in a movie. I'll play you.
It's funny. I met Joseph D'Onofrio. He was on Bronx Tale and Goodfellas at the premiere, and he's the guy who says, I want to shoot somebody. He was a young guy on those shows, and then he met me and heard all about me, and I have tens of millions of fans for my reality show, and I'm getting offers left and right, including another offer for reality show, and I'm interviewing him. I'm thrilled to meet him, but I'm there in the capacity of somebody who's friends with Ciro, trying to support Ciro. It was my first trip back to New York since I got out of prison, and my mother had passed away. So I was going out Staten Island to the cemetery and all that. So it was a bittersweet trip back to New York City, right? And he was so funny. We're on the red carpet together. And when he found out that we're going to be doing something with my life, he goes, and I'm playing you. And I says, you're going to play me. And so he's really, really funny too. And I says, what do I do? Like, you don't even know what I was, locked up for. And he goes, you do everything. I said, the brown nosing stops now. I'll keep you into consideration. It was funny, man. So tell us, how the heck did you get involved with Silent Partners? I'll shout out to Ciro Dapagio. He's bringing back-to-back crime-based movies on the screen here, loosely based on real-life events.
I was touring the country doing stand-up comedy, and I became good friends with Gary Pastore, who's
Okay.
also one of the lead characters in Silent Partners. So he said to me, I think you'd make a great underboss in this project. Why don't you come down and meet Ciro? And I did, and I got cast in the project. And what I like to do is double up. So if during the day I'm working on a film, I try to make sure that I'm doing shows at night. So this way I could do publicity for not only my own career, but everybody who's in the project at the same time. Because
Exactly.
came to see me do a live performance, and there's 500 people, but we're all in a movie together. At the end of the night, I'm going to mention your name and that you're in the room,
Right.
and mention all the cast. This way, the audience not only will meet me, but they get to meet the cast, and you sell more tickets, whether it's for me live or the actual movie itself. And the reason why I'm really glad that you were laughing about what I did in the movie is because I had to make a choice. I really don't have that hardcore tough guy look. But what if I was a little bit on the silly side? Maybe I made the audience wonder, is he out of his mind?
Mm.
And that's the way I played it. This way,
Beautiful.
hopefully, people will watch the movie thinking, you know what, he's dangerous because he's nuts.
Honestly, that and the scene with D'Onofrio was very funny. The bathroom scene, but I'm not going to give any spoilers away here. But Mike Marino, listen, you definitely brought it. I'm sure there's a lot more of you on the show than I saw that day. But from what I saw, guys, I'm telling you, if you're a fan of mine, of course, you're probably going to just watch the show to support me. I'm actually at a table with Dave Iacovetti. Dave Iacovetti, his book, Fat Dave, is based upon his father, Gambino captain, Fat Dave. Dave Iacovetti was his dad. Now, Dave Iacovetti is a dear friend of mine. He's got Club TV. We're going to be collaborating on some projects going forward. Dave gave me I write books now, and I write screenplays. There was a lot of editing problems with this book, Fat Dave. He gave it to me a few weeks ago. I completely cleaned it up. He's got a flawless book now, perfectly edited. Yes, I used some assistance with AI, but his book reads beautifully, true to the original story, and we're going to be working on his second edition of that, and he's putting out a movie second edition. So Dave and I are in the same scene together because we're friends, and Ciro wasn't quite sure what to do with me because, like you, I got the blue eyes and all this stuff. But I'm part Sicilian and part English. So I said, Dave, come here. I said, me and you are going to hang out this whole day. And no matter what, we won't get cut out of anything. I know you won't because it's your book and Ciro's your lifelong friend. But I'm just, a guy who has a brand new reality show who happened to become the second highest rated reality show in the country, like overnight. So my fans know me, but it's a demographic that's true crime and people who have experienced nightmares with the criminal justice system. And they like, my comeback story, and how I dealt with the people I was living with. So he agreed, and we sat down at a poker table, and Ciro's talking to Sonny Grasso in my scene. I'm not going to give away the whole scene, but you'll see us there, and we ad-lib some lines. And I'm very good thinking on my feet. I was a fugitive. I was on the run several times. I did a lot of things where you required thinking on your feet. And so I came up with some lines basically accusing him of cheating, and we had some words. And so Ciro told me that they're going to use some of that. Not much. I have this much compared to you. You and Ciro are definitely the stars of this show. So,
hey, you know what? I'm excited to see the new version of what it's going to look like because we went from a TV show now to a movie, and we all get to hang out in the same room and have some fun with each other, and hopefully we'll all make some other stuff together. I'd love to do that.
Like you said, networking opportunity. And that's why Louis come out of the shadows recently. And thank God he's agreed to be my co-host because he brings that whole genre to the table. And I'm more than happy to introduce him to all the connections I'm making. And Louis and his wife will be there. Louis, what do you think about this movie here?
I think I'm very excited about meeting Ciro and what have you. I don't know if Bill told you or Ciro told you. I was looking for a partner movie, but I was a porn star back in the 70s, and they just don't have. I got a different talent than some of the other actors there. You know what I mean? They used to call me the tripod. No longer, no. I don't do that no more. Now I'm Louis the Liquor, but there was no spot for me.
Well, you drink a lot because you drink a lot of liquor.
Yeah. Yes, I have my liquor license.
For the YouTube algorithms, this is a comedian here, and the other two of us think we're comedians. So this is all said and done. Don't ban my show, please. We're making jest here. Entertainment only. Oh, there's Lisa Caserta you mentioned there.
There she is.
What'd you say, Mike?
I can't wait to talk about this podcast on my podcast.
Man, I appreciate it. Bring your fans over. Please ask them to subscribe to William Steele True Crime on YouTube and on Rumble. William Steele True Crime. And we have Steele Spotlight Television, which is a regional television show, a cable show that I have also. But and then Inmate to Roommate on A&E season 1 on Bill. Thank you so much for that. And I think I just was back on your YouTube getting, refamiliarizing with it. I think it's called Mike Marino Live.
Yes, Mike Marino Live on YouTube. And that's where I present all my work, from stand-up comedy to some acting work to my website, my web series, which is called Live from My Mother's Basement.
So check out Live from Your Mother's Basement, which is Mike Marino, and Mike Marino Live on YouTube. All of my fans, please go over there, hit subscribe. Listen, guys, it doesn't cost anything to hit a subscribe. And you know what it means to us? A few extra dollars from YouTube. Right. It means a lot. It's the support that means something. So Louis was out at the Mob Museum signing autographs out there. He's got his documentary out. That's me from my show. But I was looking for a specific picture of Louis, him being really hard at work. Oh, Mike, so that you know, the Wasteland documentary is about his organized crime career and how he was involved with a big case involving the Gambinos and Genovese families.
Genovese, right.
Right. This is a guy, and I'm going to make it clear, Mike, that did not want to work as many police officers in his family, including his father. But he did not want to work organized crime. He was kind of forced into that squad. And the story about that is on my show. He wasn't comfortable with it because he knows many people on both sides. But anyway, so they did the documentary. I'm trying to find you hard at work in Vegas, Louis, just to me he can understand.
Stop it. He's hurting me. He's trying to make me to be something that I'm not.
I don't know. I think somebody, the female in my life, took the picture down. But he made sure that he got some good fan photos with the with the dancers. So sometimes I put it on the screen. I said, it was all business out there, Louis, right? Click. So I don't know where that image is right now. Mike, so what I'm going to do for you, and thank you for doing that for me, I will put links to all your stuff in my description. It might be good even in my description if you had sent me a schedule a few weeks ago, maybe. I don't know if it's still current. Send me your schedule of events. I'll throw that in my description for you. So people, you can all go there to click right into this thing, subscribe, and know where he's going to be playing all over the country. Right now, I think you just told us you're in the Bahamas doing a show.
Right now, I'm on a cruise ship entertaining for a week. Then I go back on land. But one of the biggest shows that I'm going to do, and I hope you guys can come, is Carnegie Hall, December 21.
Okay.
Going to make all the Italians around the world very, very proud. Make America Italian again. Carnegie Hall, December 21, New York City.
For my audience to get a gist of how you are, I'm asking for a freebie here, but it promotes you. Can you give us like a 5-minute skit, something, 3-minute even?
Was that, did that work? That announcement about Carnegie Hall?
Yeah, we heard it. I'll put it up there.
All right, great. And what did you just ask me? Because we got disconnected for a second.
Oh, so to be clear, in case the people didn't hear this, but I did hear it. So he is going to be playing Carnegie Hall. Give the pitch again, but we heard that. Go again.
I think I'm going to change the name to Make America Italian Again. Make America Italian again.
Okay, right. And the links to all his shows and where he's going to be, including Carnegie Hall, the biggest venue there is basically in the world for this, for anything, he's going to be at Carnegie Hall. So I know it's a great accomplishment. You're proud. I'm sure your families are proud and everything else. What I asked you, if you could, can you give us like a 3 to 5 minute skit, some of your comedy right here to get my fans laughing, your fans laughing, so they go over and subscribe to your stuff?
That's funny already.
I came up with a routine last night because I had to go see the gastroenterologist because I thought I had a little problem with my stuff. And he says, you pre-maintenance, are you? I says, yes. I always make sure that I'm in good shape and everything is fine. So he went to go touch me behind. He goes, did you grease your ass before you came? I said, yes, I told you, I'm pre-maintenance. I don't know if I like the oil you use. Then he said, are you having a problem with your pee-pee. I go, you mean my bishadil? You better get it right. So this is what happens when you start getting older.
There was another one.
My primary care doctor works at a hospital called Walmart.
Hospital called Walmart. Okay. There was one you did when you said the first Italian president, like you were going to make them an offer they couldn't refuse or something.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the motto. If I really am running for president, I put $3,500 up to put my name on the ballot. And I tell people, since I'm Italian, you can vote for me 2-3 times. I'm okay with that. The motto is, you don't know nothing, you don't see nothing, and you don't say nothing. Welcome to the United States. Mouth shut.
You know what's funny, Mike? Just as an aside to that, my other co-host is a retired ATF agent, and he's running for Congress in Virginia. And I announced that I'm running for president in 2028. I announced it a few months ago. I didn't put my money where my mouth is like you did, but I put my comedy where my mouth is. And so I have so many fans saying, I would vote for you in a minute, Bill. You're so funny, so inspirational. And I can't say everything that my pitch would be in this venue, but it would basically be like this, like, I'm no longer a crook. I'm no longer a liar. I was in prison. I was a liar, a thief, and a womanizer. So with me, you know what you're getting instead of these other liars that get in there and they'll start stealing from you now and ongoing. And in my case, my stealing's behind me, And if I need help, I know who to call. I can call to run law enforcement. I can call my co-host Ignacio. If I need to help run the country, I'll call Trump or one of his people. So, but I announced it too. I was amazed that you announced it. I don't have the nerve to go against Trump because one of my best friends is his attorney, a guy named Peter Tickton. He wrote this book, What Makes Trump Tick. He's a Florida attorney, and he's representing Trump in the lawsuit against Hillary Clinton. He was just on my show a few weeks ago. Every time he comes on, YouTube shuts my channel down. You can't talk about the vaccine. You can't talk about it's not real or it is real. You can't talk about the election being such and such. I mean, I just got out of prison. I don't know how to work these algorithms. Once I figure it out, I'm going to be dangerous. But I'm learning it. So I'm learning the hashtags and the keywords and optimize. I have learned ChatGPT-4 is really helpful. So best investment I've ever made as far as editing stuff. But
I can't wait to have you on my show. Welcome to the basement. That will be hilarious.
Yeah, you had a friend of mine. I'll take you up on the invite whenever you're ready. And I want to interview you again at the venue too. And when we get down to Florida, we'll spend some time. But the other thing is you had JC Capone on, our friend with Parkinson's.
Yes.
Very inspirational, funny guy.
I can't believe that this man was so happy that he was at my house and he got to meet me. That made him so happy. And I say to myself, wow, is people really looking at me like it's that big of a deal? Because I'm a humble, regular, blue-collar guy. And when he called me, I said, of course you could come over. Don't bring anything. I'm going to feed you. We're going to laugh. We're going to joke. But when he told his story about having Parkinson's at such a young age, not even knowing that I host the Light of Day Music Festival every January in New Jersey, which gives their money to Parkinson's.
Oh, wow.
Now I'm going to get him involved. This involves Bruce Springsteen, John Bon Jovi, all the big celebrities from the New Jersey, New York area. And now I'm going to have him come down there and he's going to tell his story because it's very, very sad. Yet he was making jokes about it.
Yes. Listen.
He goes, when I shake you down, I really shake you down. I couldn't stop laughing, but I wanted to.
Hey, look, Louis, let's tell you about this guy. Italian guy from New York. He was a block mason, right? So he comes down with young Alzheimer's, Parkinson's. And he starts an Instagram just to pass his time. And he's like working out still. He's shaking. And he's working out. He said, I'm going to kick your ass, Parkinson's. You again got me. This isn't real. And he's trying to like claim back his personality and his humor. And he's relying on humor. And it's so funny and so inspirational that some big producer in Hollywood picked up on him and put him in a movie. You'll see if you look at Netflix, I think. It's called Reptile. And he's working with Benicio del Toro, Alicia Silverstone, Justin Timberlake in his first movie. He's playing a dirty cop.
We use, as a cop, we use humor as a big defense mechanism. And that's one of the things that I find humor in the most stupidest things. It's very funny, Mike, that you mentioned doctors. Okay, I'm having a little problem, a little personal thing with my prostate. I'm 66 years old, and I go to urologist, and I turn around. He says to me, "Take your pants down." I said, Where should I leave my pants?" He goes, "Right over there by mine." And till today, I still can't figure out how he checks my prostate with both hands on my shoulders. You know what I mean? But it is what it is.
Yesterday I was at the doctor and he suggested an endoscopy. I wasn't even going there with him. How long has it been? I'm like, listen, it ain't happening. He said, no, you're at the age you need to have another one. And I finally succumbed and let him schedule the thing or whatever he's got to do. And I said, now don't let your next sentence talk about a damn prostate exam. I'm not having it. This is too much for one day.
I told. Go ahead.
I told my doctor, who's a really great doctor, and he checked my prostate and he said, "I'll be fine." I said, "But I'm here for a cavity." Take your time, dentist.
The first, I had a colonoscopy several years ago, the first time ever. So they ask you, the nurse comes in and asks me a lot of questions. You have a heart attack, you have this, you have that. I said, no. I said, "Do you have any questions for me?" I says, "Yeah. I want to speak to the lube manager." She goes, "What?" I says, "I have to speak to the lube manager before we do this." She goes, "What are you talking to?" I said, "Listen, you're going to put a 35 millimeter camera on a garden hose up my ass. I want a lot of lube. I want at least 2 gallons on the table." So she thinks I'm crazy. What does she do? She leaves the chart there. I grab the chart and I write right across the top, "Virgin ass, lots of lube." And I underlined it and started. And I didn't say nothing. I put it down. I got underneath the sheets like this. She picked it up, walked out in the hallway, and I heard screaming because they read what I said. They wheeled me in the room, okay? I'm laying on a thing. There's 2 doctors there, and there's Tanisha, big black nurse. And she says to me,
I thought with that name she was Swedish. What's going on here?
Well, I used Swedish or Eskimo for black people because I don't want to get jammed up. The woke puts me on my side. She puts me on my side. She rolls me over. She's put your knees up. She's got the thing like this here. She says, "All right, before I put you under, do you have any questions for me?" So I'm laying on my side, and I said to her, "Yeah, from your vantage point, could you tell me, does this haircut make my ass look fat?" She got pissed off, and the doctors, they couldn't stop laughing, and they ran out of the room. I know, it was something I had to say.
Hey, you guys are both hysterical. Before I forget, you guys have a mutual friend that we're going to keep in prayer. He had some kind of procedure. How do you guys have this mutual friend? Who is that?
Joe Mafia.
Oh, Joe Mafia is a very well-known comedian. He was touring. He had a show that he was doing, Shut Up, Sit Down and Eat.
Correct.
I haven't seen him in a long time, but we just found out that maybe he's not doing so well, which will send out some prayers.
Definitely. I talk to him 3 times a week. I love the guy.
All right.
You know what he does? I talk to him and he goes, wait, hold on. Say that again. And he writes down my shit. I said, "This bastard's putting it in his show." I use the term huckleros, which is my wife is Hispanic, so I call her and her family, they're nothing but a bunch of huckleros, okay? He stole that word. He uses every 10 minutes. That's funny. Listen, steal it. You steal from me, I steal from you when we call it sharing. If I say something that helps you, take it.
I have 3 books out right now and several more in the process of being edited. Hopefully put out 2 more before Silent Partners premiere. But I do that once in a while too with a guest. If you say something outstanding, like, "Do you mind if I use that in the book?" That's great. I'll give you a credit, So.
Well, I hope to see you guys all at Silent Partners premiere on August 22 at the Wick Theater in Boca Raton.
There you go. Silent Partners, Ciro. Shout out, Ciro. Thank you for closing out the show, Mike. You're the consummate professional. When there's too much not talking and not laughing, it's time to say goodbye, and we'll make you laugh next time.
Mike, let me say this. We've never met personally, okay? But everybody that I have spoken to has fantastic things to say about you. And now that I meet you for the first time, I have to tend to agree.
Thank you very much, man.
You're a real gentleman. I appreciate.
We're all a dying breed. Let's bring it all back.
Where were you from originally?
I was born in Jersey City, New Jersey.
Okay.
All right, guys, we're going to sign off. We're going to get
born in Throne. All right, go
Where?
ahead.
Where? Where?
My mother was born in Italy. My father was born in New Jersey.
Okay.
Louis, Italy and New Jersey. What happens is he's got a minor lag, and it's getting you a little confused. So you got to take your confusion pills as soon as we get off. All right, guys. Bye. Thanks
Mike,
for joining.
God bless you. Look forward to seeing you.
Thank you.
All right.